Podcasting has rapidly become one of the most consumed forms of content on the planet. Every day, millions of people are tuning in to podcasts to hear the latest content from their favorite podcasters. The number of listeners has grown at a rapid pace, and new podcasts are created every day. As of 2024, there are over 4.1 million podcasts, which is a 781% increase since 2018. This rapid growth doesn't just highlight the popularity, but the effectiveness of podcasting as a medium for sharing ideas, stories, and expertise. With such a vast array of content that's being produced, it's essential that you find unique ways to stand out and connect with your audience. And I'm going to help you do that. Despite the rapid growth and popularity that we've seen in podcasting over the past few years, I firmly believe that podcasting is still very much in its infancy stage. There's a case to be made that podcasting is following a similar growth trajectory that YouTube did in its early days, which is now currently at over 114 million active YouTube channels. There's no better time to start a podcast than right now. The future is bright and the best is yet to come. In the vast world of podcasts, you'll find an array of genres spanning from true crime to news, politics, comedy, history, health and fitness, and more. Podcasts come in various styles and formats that often cater to different listeners and audience groups. Podcasts are diverse. Episodes can vary widely in length, ranging from more than 4-hour deep dive episodes to short micro episodes that are less than 5 minutes. Yet amidst this diversity, there are some common threads that define what a podcast is and really tie them all together. The podcast industry has seen remarkable growth and evolution, with significant expansion expected in the coming years. Some of the most popular podcast genres include comedy, society and culture, news, true crime, and sports. True crime podcasts notably have a high completion rate, with 90% of weekly listeners saying that they've binge listened to their favorite true crime podcast before. Artificial intelligence is having a transformative impact on the podcasting industry, from content recommendations to transcription services to AI editing tools. As of 2023, over 25% of creators were already using AI tools to record, edit, produce, promote their podcast. Video podcast or vodcast, which combine video with traditional podcasting elements, has also gained a lot of popularity over the past few years. Overall, the podcasting industry is not only growing rapidly, but also innovating continuously, attracting a wide range of listeners and content creators globally. Podcasting has seen massive growth, and there's a reason behind this. In closing, I want to affirm something you probably already believe, that podcasting can provide tremendous value to listeners and to you as a creator. Here's why. Accessibility. Podcasts are incredibly accessible to both creators and listeners. Creators can produce content with minimal equipment and distribute it globally via the internet. For listeners, podcasts offer the convenience of consuming content on the go, whether commuting, exercising, or performing household tasks, and the ability to pause, rewind, and resume episodes. Think about this. Almost every phone that's sold today comes native with some sort of podcast listening platform right out of the box. The great thing about podcasting is that literally anyone can access them. While podcasting has its indie roots, many businesses and corporations and entrepreneurs have caught on and are leveraging podcasting as an effective way of sharing their message with a global audience. Personal connection and engagement. Podcasts often create a more intimate connection between the host and the audience. The authentic and conversational tone can make listeners feel like they're a part of the story or discussion. This personal connection can be strengthened by podcasts typically being listened through headphones or earbuds, which can make the experience feel even more direct and personal. It's right in your ears. Niche and diversity. The range of topics available are vast and varied, allowing listeners to find content that matches their specific interests, no matter how niche or specific. This diversity appeals to a wide variety of listeners and allows content creators to build passionate, dedicated communities around specific topics and missions. 74% of listeners ages 13 to 24 report that they listen to podcasts to hear unique perspectives on topics that aren't covered in other media outlets. Cost effectiveness. The barrier to entry for podcasting is very low compared to traditional media, which often requires significant investment in equipment and distribution. Podcasts can be produced with basic recording equipment and software, which makes it an accessible platform for independent creators. Due to the low investment that's required up front, podcasts usually provide a huge return on investment in a very short amount of time. Engagement and community. Podcasts naturally encourage ongoing listener engagement. Weekly releases, which are the most common, keep listeners coming back for more and allow them to suggest new topics, leave reviews, ask questions, and more. Online groups are often created by listeners for listeners, and this allows you to connect with people who share interests. Whether you're into sports, science, fashion, or anything else, there are listeners out there who are eager to hear what you have to say. It's like building a community of friends who love the same thing that you do. There are also often meetups, conferences, and in-person events where you end up meeting others in those communities. Adaptability. Podcasting is continuously evolving, integrating new technologies such as AI, smart speakers, and voice recognition to make podcast discovery and consumption easier. Additionally, with the rise of smartphone accessibility around the world, you can stream and download podcasts literally anywhere, anytime. Effective for advertising. Podcasts have proven to be an effective medium for advertising. 46% of weekly podcast listeners report having purchased a product or a service as a result of hearing an ad on a podcast. They often feature host-read ads, which can seem less intrusive and more personal than traditional advertising. 87% of podcast listeners say they don't mind or even like ads that are read by the host. This can lead to higher engagement rates, as listeners often feel a sense of trust and rapport with the host. In a recent survey, 63% said that they trust their favorite podcast host more than their favorite influencer. Impact. Podcasts can inspire and educate others and allow you to quickly become an authoritative voice in your industry. When an audience or community is built around a podcast, you have the opportunity to have considerable impact. One true crime podcast that I worked on back in 2017 gained a significant audience and helped shine a national spotlight on an 11-year-old cold case. Ultimately, this attention helped lead to 2 arrests being made in this cold case. Now, your podcast may not help solve a cold case or a murder, but I guarantee you that it will have the power to make a positive impact on your listeners. Independent. While most media has some form of regulation that governs or guides what can and can't be said or done, podcasting has very little regulations and rules. Even with larger organizations making moves in the podcast space and the rapid growth that we've seen, there's very little, if any, red tape to deal with. No one's going to stop you from creating and publishing your podcast. Because podcasts are not under FCC regulation, any type of language, topic, and even explicit content is fair game. Your podcast is your creative space to shine and let your unique personality and talent shine through. Audio first. Podcasting are audio first, and they go where video can't go. You can listen to a podcast while washing dishes, driving a car, doing yard work, going on a run, or even falling asleep. You can't do that while watching YouTube or a Netflix show. Even as video podcasts are on the rise, the audio-first roots of podcasting will always be one of its strong suits. All of these attributes help make podcasting a powerful and growing form of media, with a unique ability to connect with listeners on a personal level, while providing them with content that caters to their specific interest. I hope that you're now even more excited about this journey as you move forward and leverage the immense value that podcasting has to offer. I'll see you in the next lesson as we confront the first and most common hurdle that many podcasters face.